what's up YouTube? This is Phileas Fogs, and today we're doing something very near and dear to me. We're drinking beer. How hard is that, right? But we're not just drinking beer, we're actually doing a blind taste testing. So none of us know the beers that we're going to be drinking. We know the style of the beer, and that's all we know. I've recruited some of Phileas Fogs' more finely tuned palates, and these are the guys I've got with me today. I've got Pete down on the end, I got Vasily in the middle, and Natalie. So we're all got different kinds of beers that we like and what we favor. And our first beer, we're gonna crack straight into it. Oh, one more thing, because when it's a blind taste testing, if we don't like the beer, we're not gonna reveal it because we don't want to give negative press to like a guy who's working hard to make his own brand. So we're not gonna dox any bad beers that we feel that are bad. If it's good and we kind of unanimously like it, then we'll reveal it and we'll let you guys know what's a good beer that you should look for in your neighborhood. So let's get started. Our first beer is a Mexican lager. So you guys can open your lager down there. So Mexican lager, we've all got our lager hats on right now. It's not something I drink very often, so we'll see what everybody else says. The beauty about this is we have 4 different minds with 4 different philosophies on beer, and that's a good thing because I probably wouldn't like this just right out of the gate. But anyway, I don't know if anyone's tasted it yet. You know, I always look at color. I like to look at the color of a beer. Typically, when I look at a beer, a Mexican lager, I would expect it to be a lot clearer than this. This is a little cloudy, and smells about right. A little sweetness on the nose, but it's, you know, it's what you expect. The only thing already, the head's disappeared really quick, or a lot of the head has disappeared really quick, and it's a bit cloudy. That would be my first impressions. You got any first impressions, Pete?
You know, you're right. It's a little cloudy. It has a tiny bit of raw flavor to it. Not quite finished, maybe, but yeah. It's smooth like a lager.
It smells like a cider.
Cider smells like it's got a little sweetness on the nose, right? Definitely got a little sweetness,
right.
But like if you smell like
Sour,
Bud Light,
maybe.
I smell bananas when I smell Bud Light. It's really strong.
Yeah.
I can, in a blind taste test of all the lagers in the world, I'll guarantee I'll pick Bud Light out because it smells like bananas. You know, it doesn't taste like bananas, but I smell it, and I don't know why. Because other people are like, I don't smell bananas, dude. You're like hallucinating. You know? Natalie, any thoughts on this one? Do you like the lighter styles? I know you like the stouts and the sours, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I'll do some lighter styles. It depends though. I think I'm more partial to like clear, less cloudy beers, right? But
That's very pleasant.
it goes down easy. I do like the mouthfeel.
That's what she said.
I walked into
You gotta
it.
remember who you're sitting next to.
It's good. Yeah. It's alright.
I mean, it's not offensive, right?
No.
I mean, if you're wearing a Mexican lager hat, it actually does its job.
It tastes like a good Mexican lager.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
Maybe I don't see. We don't know anything about this beer, so maybe it's cloudy because it kind of already has like a little like kind of citrus in it, so you don't have to put limes in it to make it drinkable. I don't know. Know nothing about it.
It
But
has a little citrus note in it.
I'm not
you
really
know.
getting it.
It's very light. I mean, it reminds me of the lagers I drank, 40 years ago.
I kind of
Well,
wish
this
that.
one's a little fancier, right? Wouldn't you say?
What was that, Vasily?
It's got a little more flavor.
Yeah, it has a
Little
little
bit more
yes.
I kind of wish there were a little bit more of like a weedy malt rather than like a citrusy kind of finish.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. It might be kind of intentional by the brewer. You know what I mean?
Are they trying to do a hazy?
Yeah, well, don't mention hazies, man. I hate hazies.
Me too.
I
Like,
love hazies.
Yeah, I think that would pass, right? So I don't
You
have
like
any
I
don't have any hesitation bringing. Does anyone think this should stay in disgrace in its brown paper bag?
No, it's very drinkable.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's reveal these guys. Let's see who they are. It's Offshoot Beer Company. So that's by the brewery. Oh, that's why it's good. That's why it's good because the brewery make it, right?
It seems up there.
No, it's not. It's 4.7.
Yeah.
Oh, seven.
Yeah, it didn't taste very alcoholic.
Well,
so-
technically,
That's just me.
yeah.
So it's coming in at 4.7, right? Which is
Not too bad.
right about Bud Light kind of numbers. So it's probably right in the range numbers wise as well. So, and then anyone know how you say this?
Yeah, for sure.
Viaje.
Viaje. So we got someone who at least reads Spanish. Anyway. Via, it means
Vacation.
vacation. This is a vacation in a can for you right here, guys. You see this in your neighborhood and you want something light like this, it got 4 thumbs up from us, basically.
Right.
Yeah,
We all kind of liked it for its style. So congratulations to Offshoot Beer. I didn't expect this to go well for them, for this style of beer, for our first beer. So I'm actually not picking the beers. I want this to be a complete blind taste test for me too. So illustrious leader over there, Tuye, is the one who has put these beers together.
Cheers.
I think she's purposely picked stuff that she knows I typically don't like.
You need to admit that you could like it.
but yeah, no, this was very, very drinkable. It wouldn't be a go-to for me, but if I had to drink a Mexican lager, this would be making the list for sure. You know what I mean? So anyway, congrats.
Cheers.
Let's move on to the next one. All right, first beer. Well, that was a surprise for me anyway. A Mexican lager getting 4 thumbs up from us. I'm gonna have to tighten my belt on this. I gotta get some negative feedback for these beers. And I think I might on this one. Because as much as I don't like Mexican lager, and I like that one, I really don't like wheat beers. So the next one is an orange wheat. All right, so you guys can crack this open and see what we end up with.
Liquid bread.
I don't think I've drank one of these since I was like 21.
7 or something.
Yeah.
Any first
Got some glory
impressions?
here.
I wasn't trying to escape it. I just
No, I know.
didn't
I'm
eyeball it
just
well.
teasing. Okay. Professional.
Don't let me get away with it.
It's a little rank.
Yeah. Anyone got any first impressions on that bouquet?
Ready?
Kind of smells like if you
If
shat
you-
on an orange tree.
Wow.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
hold on. I have never
Right.
shit on an orange tree, but I'll go home and try it tonight so I understand
I'm
the
sorry.
reference.
No, that's a little strong actually. It just
Like an orange been out sitting in the sun for a while.
yeah.
No,
like the
this,
kinds you
I mean,
don't
this
wanna
is.
eat.
What do you think, Pete? Like, Natalie doesn't like the aroma
It's
because
not my
she
style.
used shit in half of her description. So
I don't
Wow, yeah.
think, yeah, it's not, the word shit does not come to mind. so,
okay,
yeah,
But something that's been
It's
sitting
fruity.
out.
yeah.
it's got a little funk in
Yeah.
it.
So me, I don't drink them, but for me, the orange, any kind of wheat beer in the wheat style, right, should be really fresh and bright, right? And from the nose, I definitely don't get that. I really get. You said it before. You said orange trees and shitting and stuff. You said dank, and this
Yeah.
does smell very
Yeah.
dank. Like
Yeah.
Dankness. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a lot more like classy of a way to put it.
Did shit
I
on
came flying out the
oranges.
gate.
shitting on everything.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. It tastes better than it smells.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. I get a lot of
It does.
orange.
Mhm.
It reminds me of Blue Moon straight out of the gate.
Blue Moon. All right.
It's not my kind of style of beer, but
Definitely not my style of beer.
yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, it's not just atrocious, but it's not something that I go for.
I can't get past that nose, man. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, to hold your breath, it's better.
That's true.
I don't like using this word, but pukey comes to mind too. When you smell it. God, we're being brutal.
Well, it's not our style of beer.
I'm so sorry, whatever brewery this came from. I don't know if it's as much as it's a crap beer as much as we're a panel of people that dislike orange wit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I-
I think. I mean, I could think of like a Belgian wheat, like Blanche de Brussels, right?
mhm.
That's what I would think of. And it's that's not really an orange wheat. Man, this is just doing all sorts of shit on the aftertaste.
Keeps
It's like
working.
and none of it's good. I don't think this is a good one, to be honest.
Flavor
Um,
I think, okay, I would finish this right now.
Yeah,
It's not bad,
right.
but it's not.
This
something
is
I would
like
choose
this
again.
is how I imagine hooch made in a toilet in prison. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I don't get
trying
strong
to balance.
orange or strong wit.
Positivity.
I just
No,
get
no.
kind of,
It fails almost in everything, right?
yeah.
No, but it does have that toilet kind of aftertaste.
It's toilet-esque.
Toilet-esque.
Yeah.
Toilet-esque.
I don't really.
We should trademark that name. Toilet. It's toilet-esque.
This is toilet-esque.
Very official.
I think even as a wit, it's missed. I think is what would be my thing. It's got some bitterness that shouldn't be there. It's not really fresh and bright.
If I'm being fully honest and not just like taking a crap on the beer, I think if it had a better mid-range on the mouthfeel and like lacked some of the disconnect of the bitter.
It's all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, if it at least even came together towards the end, I think it would be pretty good. Like I actually like.
But that's the purpose of a brewer.
Right.
To make all that work.
Right.
and he or she has failed miserably.
The pieces themselves, the orange and the wheat, they should work, but this concoction didn't work out.
Not the biggest fan.
Well, we promised we wouldn't dox a beer. I mean, none of us have liked this one, right? We promised we wouldn't dox a beer if it was unanimously disliked. This is one that has been. So that's it. We're going to move by this one as quickly as we can. Sorry, whoever this guy is, but the good news is nobody knows about it except us. In fact, we don't even know. We literally still don't know what it is, you know. I'm going to take a look off camera, though.
You know, we're still all dishing it, but we're still all sipping.
Yeah,
it.
well, we're trying to give it an extra chance, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's the second beer. Wasn't a good one. Let's hope we get some better stuff than this one. And let's go on to the next one. All right, we're on our third beer. Another joyous one for me. A hazy IPA. I absolutely loathe them. I hate looking at them. I hate seeing them in my presence.
Sarcasm.
There's no redeeming quality for me in a hazy IPA, and yet here I am gonna have to taste one. So let's see how it goes though. But you can tell, probably. I should say there was one. It's called Heady Topper, and it was never marketed as a hazy IPA. But that was the first one I ever tasted that I thought I could drink this. But I couldn't even finish a pint of it. It just hurts. I just don't like drinking them.
You're too weak for it. This is where me and you completely disagree.
Oh yeah, you're a hazy guy.
It's my favorite kind of. I'm a California millennial. It's my favorite kind of beer.
Yeah, look at that, man.
I do too, but I'm on the clear.
If I went and pissed in a glass, if I go and piss in a glass, it'll look just like this.
That's a good way to
I'd
be.
have to send you to the urologist.
All right,
Ooh.
I'll let.
I mean, it
Uh-oh.
looks tasty.
No,
Oh, you like
not,
it? You like
it's
it?
actually good.
Smells like flowers.
All right, I'm gonna let Vasily's the
What's
millennial
that?
here,
Are
so
you kidding me?
we'll let Vasily take the lead
First of
on
all,
this.
take the aroma in. Come on, that's just an inviting pasture of flowers, right? It's a little perfumey. Might be off-putting for some people, right? Maybe a little.
It smells fresh and bright, so I'm not gonna say it doesn't smell good.
Boy, I'd rather smell this than drink it, though. Oh,
Have you tried
I'm
it?
not a favor of yes. Yes, I have.
That's a lot.
So one of the reasons
That's a lot.
One of the reasons I don't like hazies is because they really emphasize the citrus, and I don't like citrus, right? Citrus was basically used in the culinary world, in my opinion, to cover up rancid proteins, right? Because you can't throw them out, right? I'm going back way back, like 200 years ago, right? Like salt. The Brits used salt. Everybody else used lemongrass, cilantro, citrus. I don't like any of those profiles. None of them do well on my palate. So in fairness, my aversion to hazy IPAs is just because they're really, there's no hops. This is my take on hazy IPAs. So for years, San Diego was like a hotbed of IPAs, right? West Coast style IPAs, right? And there was a lot of people in tight skinny jeans and plaid shirts twirling their fucking mustaches around, posing in breweries, pretending to like IPAs because it was the hot thing to do, right? They didn't even like hops. And that's why they like this garbage, because there's no hops in this.
Covers up
But now it's like it's your millennial set, right? They're all standing there loving hazy IPAs. You know why? Because it didn't even taste like a beer. If I want to drink this, I'll order a fucking orange juice. You know what I mean? It's not for me. And this one's not actually that bad. Some of them. What are you doing?
You're saying the extra flavor makes it weaker or more kind of.
Well, there's no. Do you taste hops in this? Do you taste hops in it? I mean, there's a little
there.
bit.
Yeah.
I don't think they dry hopped much at all.
Like this, if we didn't know the styles, but we knew one was an orange wit, I would be calling this the orange wit. This is not an IPA, and it should never ever be accused of being one.
It has more citrus than the orange.
Yeah,
wit
yeah.
does,
There's
but
no
you're right,
hops
It
in
doesn't
it. There's no
have
hops.
a beer. Yes, the hop flavors.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
This one is weak on the hops.
Yeah.
And I've never, like I say, I did taste the heady topper, but that was years ago, by the way. And it was before people even started calling these hazy IPAs, because they're really kind of born out of the New England IPA and all that good stuff, right? But yeah, this is not an IPA. It shouldn't even be in an IPA category.
Well, let me guess. You like ciders, right?
I do like cider.
There, that explains a lot.
Just because of the absolute lack of hops, I just couldn't get behind this. I mean, if we were trying to pick the styles as we went along as well, I would call this the orange wheat. I really would.
I like the nose better than I like the experience.
Oh,
of drinking
absolutely.
It smells good.
Smells
It smells
nice.
great. I would plug it into my wall and let it
Yeah.
make my
See, I don't
house
even like the nose.
Ah.
Like he's saying flowers and shit like that.
Well, at first. Now you've gotten used to it.
Yeah, I can't say that would ever see my glass again, to be honest. You know what I mean? But if three of you like it,
No,
we'll bring it out. We'll unveil it.
No.
Oh, okay, we have
Thumbs
two.
down for me.
Two thumbs down for me.
I think there are better hazes.
You can't be on the
out there.
fence.
Okay.
You've got to say
I had
thumbs
to
up,
choose.
thumbs down. Yeah, there you go.
I'll do a thumbs down.
Oh no, you were thumbs up.
After
right?
all that.
No, I started with I like hazies.
Oh, okay.
But this one is not good.
Oh, well, there you go
Well,
then.
there we go.
So
All right,
for
well.
hazies, the hazy person says
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
better
Good
than
hazy.
Yeah. It's not a good. It's not even like.
It's weak on all fronts.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll never know what it was.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, you won't find out what that one is. But what we will find out is our next beer is my favorite style, a West Coast IPA.
Ah, there we go.
So we're gonna taste that next.
Great.
All right, so someone else can take the lead on this because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this. I mean, they're gonna have to have really screwed it up if I don't like it, because I
What
do
is
like
it?
IPAs. It's a West Coast IPA, so
West Coast IPA.
so we'll crack into it.
Right, crack it up.
Your favorite too, huh?
Favorite. That's my side of the millennial pool.
Yeah. The right side. Let's just say that, right? We'll put.
They're different, right?
You're talking a lot of smack, Brian.
Well, this should definitely be the best beer so far.
Expectations are up here, though.
Yes.
That could be good or bad.
There's one thing that can spoil it for me though, and I think I just smelled it.
What's
I won't say anything. I'll let you guys all go first.
God, that hop smells so good, doesn't it? Oh, that's a good hops. I got some of that foam on mine. What are you laughing
You
at?
weren't going to
Jay?
say it has that touch of cat piss to it.
No, I don't. It's
Have you tried
Were
it?
they using?
Yeah, I've
old
tried it.
hops?
I've tried it. What's that?
Were they using old hops?
Old hops. That's a good way of saying it.
What are you
The
talking
dry
about?
hop, like there's a certain flavor when they dry hop it and it's fresh, and they keep the hop like in good condition. Like the type of hop is good, but there's like a certain kind of like stinky quality.
It's
to
that
it.
aftertaste. It's all right when you're drinking it, but the aftertaste goes bad.
So no one is liking this. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Vasily, I haven't heard you say much yet.
No, I mean, hold on, give me 1 sec.
I'm gonna say, if you have to work that hard to find something to like, you don't like it.
You know what? It's a little harsh.
So I'm going to tell you, I don't know this beer. Never had it before. Well, I don't know. I might have had it before. I know Pete's heard me harp on about this a lot, but Vasily, you might not, and I'm sure you haven't.
I know what you're going to say.
The hop,
Yeah.
right? You got on it straight away. There's something bad in there. You were saying they've used old hops, right? So I'm going to guarantee you that this beer has mosaic hops in it.
You hate mosaic.
I'm gonna
I
guarantee
always
it.
remember
That's
that.
what I was going to
But-
say. I know you and
I
Mosaic.
kind of picked it up on the nose, but I wasn't 100%
Till you
until I tasted it.
Yeah.
But I have had beers
With mosaic in it.
that have been blended better. You know, like I totally get it. I think mosaic has been super prevalent, especially in beers maybe like 5 to 7 years
Well,
back.
you
but-
guys may not know this. I'm sure you don't, because of how you're talking about it as a hop.
Mhm.
It's actually fabricated in a lab, and it's a fake hop. It's like a man-made hop, mosaic, and it's just vile. It leaves a vile finish. It's a vile odor. There's nothing good about it. There's a new one. It's not new, but the one that kind of followed it that has basically the same traits. It's called Idaho 7. But anyway, so that is an overwhelming. Does anyone like it? I mean, could anyone drink a pint of it? Natalie's out. She's like, no.
Not a pint. No.
Yeah.
No.
I thought it smelled really good when I smelled it, but then when you taste it, it's everything about hops that you don't like, which is it's got the grapefruit bitterness.
Yeah,
that kinda
yeah.
lingers in the
But
back.
nothing else. Just that grapefruit
There's no
bitterness.
flavor.
You know what I
There's
mean?
not a lot of flavor with the hops.
And it sits on your palate. It
It
just
just-
sticks to your tongue almost. You know.
Like a grapefruit.
You know,
Exactly. That's a good way to explain it.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
sits there and does not
Lingers.
lingers
Causes you pain.
lingers well.
Bitterness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pain to your
It's a-
senses.
It's a party in your mouth and everyone's throwing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
There you go.
exactly.
Yes.
Oh,
So it's a party in your mouth.
It's a Carrie party.
It's a party in your mouth, but Carrie is the host.
AKA that is how Brian feels about mosaic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Ah.
Justifiably
No, I
so.
absolutely, I'm repulsed by that hop, and this is how bad it is. My mouth is working, it's salivating from
Trying
these
to get
glands
rid of
in the
it.
side, trying to cleanse my tongue.
Yeah,
And that's what I know my body doesn't like it. You know?
That's exactly
It's
it.
like garlic to a vampire. You know what I mean? It's like it's my antichrist of
And
hops.
what is it? It's that harsh bitterness that just leaves
It's a
bad
harsh
taste.
bitterness of empty nothing, because it's a shit hop and it does nothing for a beer. And a lot of people say they like it, but I guarantee you it would be way low on their list of hops if they spend any time to identify the hops. Like when you drink a beer, right, and you go, I really like this, right? And sometimes you find it hard to find an IPA or whatever you like, right? But once you identify a beer you like, it's a good idea to look up the hops in it. See what hops they use, and then the next time you go out, look for a beer that has those hops in it, and then you'll really fine tune what hops are good for you, because everybody's different. And obviously there are people out there who do like mosaic. Me, it is a rancid waste of space for me, man. I do not like it. Never have, and I never will. This could be the only beer on the planet, and
You might not like beer anymore.
I would have to drink wine.
He'd hold his nose though when he drank it.
I would somehow figure out how to ferment goat milk or something. I would create a new alcohol, you know?
Yeah, I think you would. From your
You'd
tears.
find a way.
Any last words on this nastiness?
No, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
No,
Yeah.
I
It's
gotta get a little
unfortunate.
further
It's
away.
Yeah. This is by far, I mean that wit, at least some of us drank some of that,
Yeah.
right? But this is by far the most that's been left in all of our glasses. So everybody who's making IPAs with mosaic, stop! So hey, we gotta get the taste of that last one out of our mouth, so I've already started pouring before the camera started rolling, so.
We're eager to get it going.
And then this will be our last beer of this little session.
Oh, it is gonna be good. I can just.
And
It better be good.
well, it can't be any worse, right?
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Look at
I think those of you who are familiar with drinking beer out of a brown paper bag, I think
Yes.
you could probably tell what this one is actually, but you know. But I gotta get something in my mouth just to get rid of the taste of that mosaic, man. But
Usually when it came out of a brown paper bag when I was growing up, it was Colt 45.
Colt 45.
That's right. Great. Right out of the old.
See, where I'm from, you can walk
Mini
down the
mart.
street with a beer, right? You
Oh,
can,
yeah.
anywhere you want, you just walk with a beer.
Where's that?
England. Right? Yeah. You know, my own utopia, actually. It's not a place, it's just in here.
Absolute chaos.
It's a state of mind.
It's
So,
GTA.
so when I landed in America, I landed in New Jersey, but I went into New York, and it was the year that Paul Simon did the concert in the park, and there's like 1 million people in the park, and I was part of it, and it was like a great introduction to America. You know,
What year was this?
91.
Okay.
And it was really funny because I bumped into this kid from California, like total surfer dude, like, you know, he had the hair and the tan and everything, right?
In New York?
Yeah, and he was hanging out in New York. He was kind of like slumming it, right? But so was I, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And he was the one who introduced me to drinking out of a brown paper bag. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, you can't just have a beer in your hand. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And I didn't have a clue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that concert, there's 1 million people in the park. It was nuts, you know what I mean? And I loved New York. I loved Central Park especially, you know what I mean? It was just a great
That's where
place
the
to
brown
be.
paper bags are.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's where they hail from.
So this is not my first rodeo with brown paper bags.
Is it kind of nostalgic?
It looks nostalgic like that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not fooling anybody walking down the street with that in our hand, you know what I mean? It's kind of silly when you think about it, right?
You know, this has a wonderful vanilla, and then the coffee just lingers in there at the end. And well, I'm a coffee lover too, so boy, this hits all my good spots.
All your happy
Plus,
places.
it's an imperial stout, so I know it has a little more kick to it.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we mentioned that, but the final beer is a Russian Imperial Stout. We were too busy trying to get a taste of that last shit out of our mouth. We just forgot all the format of the show. So, but we are drinking our last beer of the show, and it is a Russian Imperial Stout. Everybody is looking like they're enjoying this one. Right? We need some like cookies or something right now, right?
It's a lot going on. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yep. Do you like stouts? Do you like big
I'm
stouts?
not familiar with them as much, so I have to be fair. This is new territory.
Okay.
I've tasted them before, but very sparsely. There's a lot going on. You know, I'm reminded of plums. Anybody else?
Plums?
No.
I'm
Coffee
reminded about a
liqueur.
lot of coffee, and I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee. I've never drank tea or coffee in my life, and as an English person, that's kind of weird. But I just never have. All my family did, and the British Army, the army stops to have a cup of tea. You know what I mean?
I love coffee.
Yeah, and I just don't. Well, you used to make coffee, right?
I'm a coffee person.
Yeah. You used to press like sell beans, right?
We roasted.
Roasted, sell. Yeah.
Coffee's my thing. I love this.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
reminds
yeah.
me of coffee liqueur.
Well,
like
yeah, it
Kahlua.
has more than coffee in it, but if you were gonna one word, coffee would be. It's a strong
Yeah.
coffee.
So what would this be like? An espresso, like flavor profile wise?
Yeah, it's bitter, a little
Yeah,
bitter.
stronger and bitter, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't drink coffee. I know what people are.
It has some
I know people are
chocolate
paying like
notes in it,
$8
too,
for
I
like a 3 ounce of coffee. So
But it's a little fruity. No one is anyone else getting some dry
Coffee
fruit?
fruit. Mm-hmm.
Like a plum. I'm getting a little bit
Yeah,
of
I'm getting more of a dark chocolate than a plum.
Dark
But,
chocolate too. I get both.
that's another important thing of when you are experimenting with new beers, right? If you read Brewers notes, they'll be like, oh, essence of orange peel and fucking
Right,
all this
yeah.
bull, Madagascar vanilla. Get the fuck out of here. None of that's in there, right?
Subjective.
But what you start to do is you go, well, like you just said, right? You're getting plums, right? You're getting,
Yeah.
Sorry.
you're getting chocolate,
Dark
right?
chocolate.
And then heavy coffee for me, right? But you start to do what I call word association, right? So when you taste a beer, when you look at Brewer's notes and he's talking about all this other bullshit that you never get, you say, oh, I'm going to like that because it gives me my dark chocolate, or it gives me my roasted plums, or it gives me my chocolate. You like roasted plums, don't you? Now, well, I think a lot of stouts for me come up as like raisins, like a lot of. This one, not so much actually.
Right.
This is not so much, and they're all the same family, right? They're just dry, you know. Raisins are dry,
Dry.
you know.
Purple fruit.
Yeah.
Raisins,
Yeah.
plums. I am picking up on
And like you know, I mentioned earlier. It got deleted, so you guys didn't know what I said. But I mentioned angel share, right? And
Right.
they would literally take a blowtorch to the raisins and burn the shit out of them before they went into the boil. You know what I mean? So So this reminds me of that a little bit, but for me, I just get a shit ton of coffee in this, you know what I mean?
I'm not, to be frank, I would never order this again. It's too much for me. It's a lot going on. But it's not bad.
It's okay, Mr. Lee. We'll get you a nice little hazy IPA.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
With floral notes.
Because something like this is served as a short pour anyway.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it'll come in a snicker or whatever. You get it with like some fresh out the oven chocolate cookies or something like that.
Maybe something to cover it up.
If it to cover it up. Oh, so you don't like it? You don't like this?
I wouldn't have a lot of it.
Well, I don't think most people do, right? You're not sitting around the pool drinking 12 of these, that's for sure.
You don't crush this on a vacation.
Yeah, this is not your drinking on the beach beer, you know, not at all. This is
like
savoring. You savor this beer.
Yeah.
Whether you're having it with food, I think that's why you think about having it with food or something.
Sure.
It's because it's something you want to sip and savor. It's not a guzzler.
That's the beauty about beer, man. We all enjoy it in our own way, you know what I mean? There's no right and there's no wrong way.
I think, yeah.
Unless it's got mosaic in it, then it fucking sucks.
I could drink this with something I'd pair with a cab, you know, I really could, you know, because it's, you know, it's a strong, powerful flavor and it should be paired with something that has flavor.
Yes, absolutely.
Something to cut the taste
Yeah.
out of your mouth.
You just find it way too bold, right?
There's too much.
Yeah. But it's coffee. You're a coffee guy. Do you drink like fucking weird ass pussy coffee or something? I don't know.
Coffee is pleasant. This is kind of like makes you want to just get it out.
What if I put this on ice with some heavy cream?
Yeah, maybe.
Like espresso on ice?
Is that it's an espresso on ice?
I'm fascinated though, because you are a coffee person, but like coffee beer is different for your palate. What's the sensation for you that you're getting? Because I fucking love this shit.
You like it a lot?
I do, but I've also kind of...
That's not just one thumb up from Natalie, it's two thumbs up.
I think this one's my winner for the whole day, but it was different. Like, I'm curious to know like how its staying power is on your palate.
Well, because it's not like real coffee. It has a little bit of coffee. Like, it's like a coffee after note. Like coffee liqueur. That's what it reminds me of. But it's barely there. To me, it's got a whole lot of other stuff going on that it's just a lot. It's very heavy.
I think that's what, like Brian was saying, it's, you know, like Clue and Cream, you know, like Black Russian. You know, it has that amount of coffee. If it was thicker, it would be a coffee liqueur.
It would be a good ingredient in something else. Because it's so...
So hold on. Actually, like, because I'm pretty sure I know what this beer is. But let's dox it, right? Because we all like it. We all want to know what it is. And I'm sure everybody watching wants to know what it is. So we can continue the conversation. You can unveil it.
And the winner is...
Oh, 100%.
Sure, yes.
I knew it. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things about this beer because we can continue the conversation while we finish. This beer is super affordable. It's a 9.
Yeah.
Is it 9 or 8? I think it's 9%. It's on the bottle there somewhere. I think it's 9%. And
it is. It's 9%.
9%, right? And it's super affordable. Also on the kegs, like if you go to a bar, they'll do it on CO2 and they'll do it in nitro. And so one of you just mentioned about the mouthfeel, and if it was a little bit thicker. So when it's on nitro, you get that thick, viscous kind of feel, right? Which really lends itself to a beer this big, right? I opened this bar up in 2007, and I served this then. That's why the label and the bottle sticking out kind of helped me as well. Yeah. But as soon as I tasted it, I was like, I know for a fact it's Old Rasputin, you know what I mean?
Can you have 3 of these?
I could, yes.
You could have 3.
Easy. But I'm,
get upset.
Don't try this at home, children, because I'm a trained professional. So.
I mean, taste-wise.
No, I could, and I don't even drink coffee. I would not thank you for a cup of coffee at any point in the day. You know, I would drink this in the morning. When you have your coffee, I would pour myself one of these. Because if 9% jolt in the morning, we'll get me going.
Part,
you know what I mean?
That's the part, yeah. It's not coffee.
Do you know if they brewed it with cold brew? Or if they brewed it with
No. Because this was made long before cold brew was even like. somebody shit that out of their ass. You know what I mean? You know.
It has a hint of coffee.
You get hints of coffee?
No,
This is overly coffee for me.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm not a
Strong
coffee
coffee.
drinker, you know what I mean?
I just like the robustness of the flavor. It's smooth. It's not bitter. It's creamy. It's just delicious. It's like drinking, coffee liqueur, coffee. Yeah, I mean, I'd pour this on ice cream. I would.
Actually, you know what?
Good, yeah.
This is
On
why
ice
I
cream,
wanted
it
to
would
get
be
it
great.
out of the brown paper bag because we haven't even done it. Oh, there it is. Look.
This would be a great float.
Because
For sure.
I think it's their brewery.
Over
I think
vanilla?
they do that. I think they make floats with it.
Oh, yeah.
I think they
Okay.
do all sorts of crazy shit with this because it's
How
just
about
such a
this?
great
As a
beer.
vanilla float, this would be amazing.
I don't need to do anything to this. I love this, you know. The only thing I think, like my third or fourth or fifth one, I'd probably be like, give me some cookies, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that would help me get through it. Because it is going to get chewy. There's no way you can sit and drink this all
You
day
just
long.
had half of one. I think you're full of it. You couldn't do 3, and I think you're just being tough.
I tell you what, I could drink 3 of these way more than I could drink 3 of anything else that's been on this table today. That IPA was disgusting. The lager I could push through.
Yeah.
If I just was trying to drink 3 beers really quick,
Right.
I could push through that. The other ones, I don't like any of them. But this one is literally, it's way in a completely different class to the other 4 we had. So it's kind of unfair that this was it, right?
Yeah.
But our concept is we'll go from light to dark through our 5 beers. The stout might be the worst one some shows. You know what I
It
mean?
would be like throwing in a double IPA or a triple IPA.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Not quite fair, but
Yeah. Anyway, that was our first show. I think we did okay. There was a couple of good ones, and there was some, not so good, to be polite.
It's a roller coaster.
It is.
Yeah.
But it is. I'm surprised pretty much all agreed whether we liked it or didn't like it. We were all pretty much in agreement.
For the most part.
Vasily he's the loose cannon on our
I think
level.
I'll go negative on this one.
Yeah, you would give this a
boy,
thumbs
yeah.
down? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, each to their own. That's why we have different flavors and different
that's why
palates.
he's a hazy drinker.
Yeah.
You get to see our personalities.
That's right.
Hey everybody, check out Vasily coming down to Hillcrest near you! Alright guys, so that's it. We tasted 5 beers today, definitely different ones. We had the Mexican lager, the orange wit, the hazy IPA, boo! The West Coast, so-called West Coast IPA. I'm a purist. Mosaic didn't exist, it wasn't a thing, it wasn't on the planet when we started making West Coast IPAs, and it shouldn't be fucking put in a West Coast IPA. That's all I'm going to say on that. Our final one was a winner for everybody except Vasily, who's a coffee guy, which is crazy, and we doxed it, so we're giving North Coast a big shout out for their Old West Sputin. That's it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And as I always say at the end of all of my videos, always, except I don't, have a good beer in your hand. Cheers, guys.